Well, just when you think you've heard it all in the world of seed starting, in comes a new method, Jacques.
What is it called? The
seed snail. Crawling along on the internet. So what we're gonna do in today's video is try all the different seed snail methods that we've seen, and as gardeners of 13 years and 6 years, we're gonna see what we think of it.
This method actually caught my eye when Ben over at Grow Veg demonstrated it, and it looks like it actually works really well.
Yeah, I saw this. We had the Northwest Flower and Garden Show. We had some amazing creators who've been doing a lot of content on seed snails, and they encouraged us to give it a shot. So what we have here, Jacques, are some very simple materials. How could you possibly start seeds with an old soil bag, bubble wrap, burlap, and or cardboard?
Doesn't look right.
It doesn't look right, but this is how we start seeds normally. This is our Epic 6 cell tray. For the moment I saw it and the moment you saw it, we loved the tray, and now we've built it out into this entire seed starting line. It works really well. It's not the only way to start seeds though. There's other ways that you can do it. So we're gonna put this aside for now. How do I turn this into a seed snail?
So the basic idea here is that we're going to get one of these materials, whichever, we'll do maybe all four here. We're going to prepare it in a way that we're going to add all the soil to it, roll it up into a snail, and just throw seeds on top.
So basically we're making a cinnamon roll.
Yeah.
So why don't we start out with perhaps bubble wrap? I think it's probably the easiest one to get going.
This seems to be the most popular one, and the alleged reason for that is that by having a bubble wrap, you're also insulating it a little bit.
With the bubble layers?
Yeah.
I mean,
so maybe it does something.
There's logic to it.
What I've seen is that you could either do skinny ones or like a short seed snail.
As long as you can roll it, you're fine, right?
Yes.
So why has this become so popular? Just because it's very space efficient? You can grow a lot of seeds in a little snail pocket?
I think that's the big thing. It's extremely space efficient with how much soil you're getting into that. And it's also really easy to like pot up or move things around. And of course, it could be from free materials that you already have.
Next up, we've got just an old potting soil bag.
So
which is just plastic.
Let's go ahead and cut all these into strips.
Yeah.
They're all going to be roughly the same dimensions. The only thing that's special is that with the cardboard, we're going to do a little pre-treatment on it. And that's just going to be basically rolling it into a snail with no soil.
So you can actually bend it.
And then once we get all this ready, we'll get the soil prepped, and there's a little bit of technique there as well.
So Jacques, we have our 4 materials.
Looking good.
And I've got us a cute little soil trug.
Yep.
And something special.
Little special?
Little treat I cooked up. We have some Bush Dr. Coco Loco from Fox Farm, which is of course the official soil of Epic Gardening, but you need some kind of soil medium.
Yes.
And I think anytime you're doing seed starting, you want something that's nice and fine, even if it's a snail.
Even if it's a snail.
You're still gonna want that.
But I think that in this case, you don't want seed starting mix.
No.
I think it's too free draining.
You think so?
I think it'll just be hard once it, like the soil this tall, I've never used the seed starting mix that deep.
That's
I
true.
feel like there's so much perlite, it would be hard to get water all the way up there.
We'll see what happens. So we don't really have too much of that in this mix.
Yeah, this is like a standard potting mix. Anything that would work that's just off the shelf should be fine.
So this looks pretty good to me. And our next step is, it's pretty hydrated already.
Yes.
But you can do a nice little squeeze test, and we're getting some crumbling away. Because we basically have to batter it on.
We're battering.
We're doing some battering. We have a little water here.
Yeah, so we basically want it wet enough that it's fully saturated, but you
Yes.
can't like wring a whole bunch of water out.
Exactly, kind of like a damp sponge type vibe.
Yeah, that classic example that everyone knows.
Everyone knows it.
The other thing I like about the Coco Loco is that it's made of cocoa core, and that's really good at sort of sucking water, waking it up. And that should do really well at this height.
Okay, feel it, Jacques.
I feel like that's a lot better.
It's staying.
Let's make some predictions.
Okay.
Out of the 4 materials here,
Yes.
what are we thinking?
I'm gonna go bubble wrap, burlap, old potting bag, cardboard.
Okay, I'm gonna say bubble wrap and plastic like the old bag, identical.
Identical?
No difference.
Okay.
This might be easier to work with.
I think there's more structural support on the
Yes,
bubble wrap.
I
That's
agree.
why I'm going with that.
Now this one, I kind of included in here because I almost think it won't work.
Okay.
Because the burlap does have these holes in it, and I'm scared that the roots are gonna grow into it and just create a tangled
Get
mess.
messed up.
I want to try it.
I think you could be right. The only thing I'm worried about my pick is cardboard being last. If it gets too soggy and kind of rots away, I think
the
I'm
only
right.
downside.
But if it doesn't, it's probably gonna work just fine. It's gonna be very sturdy when it's turned this way.
And it's an infinite material that I think everybody at home has a steady supply of.
Agreed. All right. Here's your first glob.
Hit me.
Boom.
So the way you want to spread this out is that on one end, we're going to fully hit the edge of this. And we want the soil to be equally thick all the way across.
Yes. So the thicker the layer of soil, the less wraps you're gonna get.
That's true.
And so actually you'll be using up the length of this quicker,
Yeah.
meaning that you don't want the each cinnamon roll layer, so to speak, to be any thicker than it has to be, I would say.
Yes.
Otherwise you are losing length.
Yeah, and I think consistency, like even thickness, is probably going to be a good play here.
Yeah. I'm gonna try a roll here.
Oh,
I'm a little scared, but I'm gonna give my first roll attempt. I'm seeing
It's not looking
the
promising.
tectonic plates start to shift. I don't know if I like that.
I don't like it.
How's it looking from the side, Josh?
I mean, it's working. I guess if you over soil
Oh,
it.
it's creeping. Well, look how much, I only got 2 rings out of this.
Oh, wow.
So I think
Okay.
you shouldn't trim that. I think that,
So,
I think mine's
you know
too
what?
short.
I'm actually not going to trim it, but I'm not going to fill it, and I'll explain why.
Okay.
I think the idea here is if this one might not even work in the first place, but my hope here is that basically if I leave extra space, I could keep unrolling this and adding more soil and pot it up within the snail.
Okay, that's getting too deep. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, Jacques, is I'm gonna compress down like
Okay.
you would normally do in a normal seed starting system. My cinnamon roll of soil here, my snail.
We do want soil at the bottom for wicking, for
Yes,
sure.
we do. So I'm gonna do a bit of a tap, 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 tap. Little
Slowly.
bomb, got a little seed, it's like a seed Molotov. Okay, we're gonna do the old soil bag now. Emotionally, with the seed snail technique, at this phase of the process, where are you at? Because I'm already
I
feeling
can tell
like,
where you're at.
where do you think I'm at?
I think I'm at the same place.
Where's that?
This feels a little bit silly right now.
It feels a little overkill
Yeah.
to me to do it this way. I have trays, I can put the thing in trays. I'm just gonna do that.
Yeah.
But you know what? We're trying it out because
There is a place for this, and one of those places is the fact that you could just use common found
you can just
materials
use whatever
you
you
already
want.
have.
Yeah, for a budget garden.
And I really like that.
That is 100% true.
Okay, I actually feel pretty decent about this burrito snail.
That looks fat. How many rolls do you have? 3?
I could see 1, 2, 3 basically.
Okay, I'm going in on my roll. Look at this though. Okay.
That
look
looks
at this.
clean.
Look how many layers I've got. 1, 2, 3, 4 layers for my snail.
Oh, maybe we're
Because
putting too much soil?
well, no, look at the thinness of the material. This is basically doesn't exist. Cardboard's literally 20 times thicker than this. You know, so you're just using too much on each roll.
So here's my little baby.
Bubble wrap.
So I managed to make one.
Both of our top picks. Why don't we do this one together, Jacques? It's a messy.
I don't mind getting dirty.
Yeah.
I'll leave it there.
Let's try like an extreme compression on this one.
Okay. I feel like now he's getting really
Look
into
at
it.
that though.
It's really nice.
Doesn't it?
You could fit a lot of seeds in there.
Look at that.
Feels solid.
Does it?
Yeah. Feels like if I got this at a taco shop, I'd be like, oh,
I got my money's worth.
I got my money's worth.
Yeah, 100%.
Looks like we're all snailed up on a Tuesday.
Oh my God. I've never wanted to hear something more than that. So what we've got here, we decided if we're gonna try different mediums, we're gonna keep everything else roughly the same. So we've got the same, we've got the same soil mix, we've got
Yeah.
the same seeds, and Jacques picked out his favorite. Tell him.
It's the cream sausage, a classic bush determinate style tomato.
Yes, yes. Unfortunate name? No, it's actually it's a fun name. It's a fun name.
Hey, rich flavor? That's all I need to hear.
And it's a great tomato as well. So let's pop this open. Why do we choose tomato, Jacques?
So I think in this case, tomatoes work really well. Anything that could handle some more jostling of the roots should do well in this kind of setup. I probably wouldn't choose something like ultra sensitive, like
probably
taproot wise, right?
Yeah.
But I think tomatoes will grow quickly, they'll grow vigorously, they'll be able to fully test
And
this
they do
method.
want to go down.
They do want to
and
go
you,
down.
and you can bury tomatoes deep.
Yes.
Meaning when we transplant, it's not going to be a big deal if it's like a little overgrown or something.
No biggie.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start in and I'm going to put one right in the middle. And then because of the way this method works,
Yeah.
transplant, like spacing wise, I think you can be pretty close together.
You can get close because in the end, if we're going to like separate them fully,
Yeah. You're going to roll it out and just cut them apart basically, right?
yeah, I'm
Go
going to
ahead
leave a
and-
little bit of space just because I am curious to see what the roots do in this situation.
I'm going to do every inch on mine over here.
Okay.
And just see what happens. Okay, I got 16 in mine here, but you got to remember this one had more rolls.
Yeah.
Now what I'm gonna do is just sprinkle the top and just do a little compress
Yeah, I'll do a little tuck because
and just do that.
I think I made mine so tight that I could barely get the seed in there.
This will wick upwards if it needed to.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna need to in this case because this can
we
probably
gonna
handle
top
some
water?
watering. I think we can. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be doing one.
Yes.
Every single inch or 2 inches, I'm gonna do one.
So in this case, I'm almost curious. I think making the biggest one out of the burlap was probably an L. But with this much soil, like I could see the tomato last. I mean, it's not that much soil. I'm conflicted. I guess we'll find out.
I guess we'll find out.
We have like basically like 12 seeds at least in each of these.
Yes.
And it's taking up like what would be maybe a quarter of this tray.
So this is, you're right, that's about a quarter of the tray.
Yeah.
So 48 tomatoes per quarter tray.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
I mean, you could always put a ton of seed in anything you're growing.
Sure.
But in terms of how much space it's taking up, like 4 different tomato varieties, that's pretty good.
It could be good for crops like peas, beans, etc.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
But we're at the point now, guys. We've snailed up, we've planted up, we've seeded out, and now it's time, just like the snail, to be patient and see what happens when they sprout. Well, Jacques, we're back, and so are the snails.
They look pretty good overall, but there's definitely some differences here.
We have germination, so that's success. Why don't we start off with the burlap?
Yeah, this was the one that I was honestly pretty hopeful about.
Yeah.
And I think we very quickly discovered that the burlap is maybe a little bit too breathable.
Yeah, I mean, the germination, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and one of them I would barely even count.
Count, it's fine.
Let's say there's 3, and they don't look as healthy even as the rest of these, and
Yeah.
there's less. To me, that's not a success.
Yeah, it just became too difficult to keep the outside moist. It just evaporated almost immediately.
Yeah, so what must have happened on the outside, like, because you see the ones in the middle are the ones that sprouted.
Yep,
Yeah,
that makes
these
sense.
just must have just completely dried out, which, yeah, could you have prevented this with maybe watering it more actively or something?
Sure.
But that's not really the point of the technique. It's supposed to be a little bit more hands-off. So let's go to one of mine, perhaps the bubble wrap.
Okay.
I'm not too upset about this.
No.
It looks like I do have a bit of germ loss on the outside edge as well.
Yeah.
So we're seeing a pattern here with the outside edges in general losing more germination or having less overall success. Probably just because, again, drying out. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, of course, we did not start the exact same amount of seeds. You got to keep that in mind. But
That's true.
the germination here is, I would say, pretty good. The plants look pretty healthy, but it is definitely not the best one.
Yeah, I wonder if the clear plastic maybe just heated up the exterior soil too much.
It could have been. I mean, there is a little insulation with the
Yeah.
bubble wrap, but I don't know if that makes that much of a difference. Okay, let's go to this one then. The most compact of the bunch. Not too bad. I mean, I'd
not bad at
say
all.
pretty close to the bubble wrap.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then one of them,
I think damped off maybe.
I think it died of damping off disease, which is that disease that kind of rots out right where it reaches the soil here. So one soldier has fallen. Maybe even another. There's a little tiny sprout there that
yeah, it looks a little
potentially
dried
died off. But I wouldn't be too upset about this. Very small footprint.
Yes.
Easily, you could fit double the amount of the soil bag version.
I think you could probably fit at least 4 across.
4 across and maybe like 10 down. You could
Yeah.
have 40, which would be a
So-
crazy amount of seed.
I think the smaller size when going with the snails at the start is probably a good idea. And that's generally what we say for seed starting is you don't want to start with the biggest container possible.
No, because you're just making the root grow into this big pot.
Yeah.
You're going to transplant it anyways. You might as well. If you're not going to transplant it, then direct sow it, right?
Totally.
So the winner, which is one of yours, I think.
I don't
is-
remember, but I'll take credit if you want to give it.
I mean, these
looks
look
amazing.
These look really good. This is the cardboard, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So technically the most, but again, we didn't control for the size. We're looking more for health and performance. These are the greenest, the most vibrant, lush green that you want to see,
Yes.
which to me means able to uptake more nutrients. Also, the healthiest structurally.
By far, all the stems look consistently thick and nice. Some of these are like kind of wimpy, like they're like a little bit elongated.
These stems are
almost.
thinner.
Yeah.
They're definitely thinner stems.
And it's all the same soil.
These are definitely thinner. We use the exact same soil. What's your theory here?
So my theory is that this is kind of the perfect balance between the burlap and the plastic.
Yeah.
It's kind of became a grow bag. Like it's retaining a decent amount of water, but since the cardboard is porous, it's allowing airflow and it's corrugated actually. So it might even be
It might
airflow
be
all the way through.
insulating plus airflow, yeah.
And that's really good for roots. You need aeration and water to have a healthy plant grow. And this is, I think, providing the most. And cardboard, I mean, come on, who doesn't have cardboard?
It's all around the place. It's everywhere. So the moment has come where it's time to cut this open and actually see what the root
very
structure looks like.
curious.
I'm super curious because there is something to do after you start the seed sale technique. You got to put it somewhere, right? So let's chop this open.
I'm curious to see how like much the cardboard held together as well.
All right, the rollout period,
Oh, okay.
Jacques. Look
I
at the
see
roots. Look at the roots.
Oh, they're at the bottom, I think, or almost.
Some of them are. Let's keep going. Oh,
Oh wait, did it come off the cardboard?
yeah. Well, hold on. What's happening here?
So this is the
There we go.
downside of the
There we
cardboard,
go.
I guess.
The cardboard can rot out, but look, if you do it gently,
Yeah.
oh, definitely broke a root there.
layer
They're
off.
all on this layer here, so let's. Oh, interesting. I think this might be an issue.
Are they rooting into the cardboard?
They're kind of, because this definitely rotted a bit. Let's get that off.
Oh, oh yeah, look.
Look, they're through the cardboard right there.
That's
You really
interesting.
don't want that ideally.
Maybe that's why they've done so well, is they've actually accessed the entire soil bank.
They probably have. Well, let's try to surgically remove this and see what we get here. I mean, I'm definitely taking some root tissue off. Look at that.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Oh, look, I actually pulled it through the thread. That was interesting.
Oh, wow.
So you'd really have to hold this down. Look how much, so there is some roots. Look, you can root prune. It's not that big of a deal. What do we think about the root structure though?
I mean, why don't you pull a whole plant out?
Let's see.
And let's just take a look at that whole root mass.
What do we think?
I mean, I'm honestly surprised it looks as good as it does, because there's not that many roots on it.
There's not that many roots on this.
Actually, you want to open like one of the plastic ones.
I'm curious. Yeah, why don't you crack that one open? But I'm also curious. I think we might even see better root structure potentially on these. Well, it's definitely more intact.
Yeah.
So let's do a whole spin out here.
And I guess you could.
Oh,
there's probably a careful way to do it.
that's on me. That's on me. I probably didn't do that right, but that's fine.
Let's grab a nice one. Honestly, it's not
That's like a little plug right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a little plug. So cardboard won as far as the actual health of the overall plant, but it was more cumbersome to remove. Now, of course, at this phase of a tomato's growth, you still need to pot it up. So let's grab one of those. What you would do, you'd grab some soil. We're gonna use the exact same stuff we used before. You'd take one of your plugs, which is basically what this is at this point. This is like a tomato nursery plug. And you would just pop it in here, and you may even, actually it might even be better if you just held it like that, and then you scoop soil around it.
Yeah, one thing.
Reseed it. I personally would reseed it a little bit lower in this case because they have time to grow.
One thing I like to do when they're like this size is entirely fill the cell, and then like wiggle my finger down
and just
and then lower that whole segment in.
Yeah, that could be another way to do it.
But these, I mean, they're really healthy. It doesn't take up that much space, and especially the plastic ones, watering was not that difficult to maintain.
The verdict on the method itself, we've tried it. We tried it 4 different ways. We can crack these open as we share. What do you think about the actual method? Is it something you would use in the garden?
I would consider it, maybe. I think like there's maybe some use cases. I wouldn't do anything that the plant doesn't like root disturbance, because I feel like this is too disturbing and shocking to the plants. So things like tomatoes, they don't care. Like you could tear all the roots off and they'll grow from a cutting, right? Yeah. So it doesn't matter. But it is an interesting method to save space and kind of like jam everything with a lot more soil. I've seen some people pot up directly into the rolls, but now that we've unrolled it, I honestly don't see how
why you would re-roll it again.
Yeah.
We've also seen people, to combat the cardboard disintegration, they put cardboard in a layer of plastic. To me, it gets back to, is it worth that effort? To me, I actually don't think so. Yeah. This is not a method that I would use personally, because I have a tray. And I can just put a seed in a tray. And again, we offer a really awesome set of trays that I fully believe in. It's not because of that. You could use any tray you want.
Yes, totally.
You can use egg cartons if you want. It's just, to me, it's too much effort for the reward. I'm not seeing a whole lot of reward.
The reason why I like using cells is just because, for me, it keeps me organized.
Yeah.
I don't have to track putting up all these rolls into different things. And I would prefer to not transplant directly into the garden without my soil being consolidated on the roots.
I want the roots kind of sucking up that soil and holding it together.
And in this case, it seems too difficult to achieve that. Yeah. So I would prefer, maybe as a way to start the seeds and then pot up could be feasible, but you're then doing a decent amount of work. I don't know if it saves you much.
I don't know if it saves you much, except for maybe, I guess you could say, material.
Yeah, cost. I think in theory you could pack it very tight.
You could pack it tight.
But you could also overseed a tray and then just prick them out anyway.
Totally. I mean, you could go Charles Dowding style and just put a tray down with soil and just straight prick it out. To me, it's not a method I would use. I'm curious what you guys think, and I'm sure there's something we didn't do right. Well, Jacques said maybe. I'm a no. What are you? Let us know down in the comments, and if you see a method we could have done better, let us know as well. I'm sure we made a couple epic mistakes here. We'll see you on the next one, guys. Good luck in the garden, and keep on growing.